Over the past couple years, I've left group conversations unfulfilled, and I've noticed that I've become really bad at conversating with people. Like an NPC who doesn't have any dialogue programmed in. So in order to get better at talking, I've come up with a quest. Find my voice. I know, very anime. So in order to do that, I thought that the perfect way to do that was to become a streamer. You might be wondering, why streaming? Well, if you analyze a conversation, you'll quickly find out that there is two parts in a conversation. A sender and a replier. Both positions swapping multiple times in a conversation. But in streaming, especially when you're just beginning, there is just you. Who is the sender and replier then? Well, it's just you and yourself. And if you're really lucky, a message. Basically, it's a place where you can just continuously practice your talking to the abyss of the internet. So after choosing a game to play, I started streaming. The perfect game? Minecraft. I mean, I've clocked in for thousands of hours, so I must have something to talk about. And here it is. I wonder what that is. A portal? I did not start off in a very favorable position. As you can hear, you might as well call me the greatest commentator in the entire world. No, but for real, the amount of words I spoke was 340 during 2 hours. And if I were to give it a quality rating, I would give it a E. Not a lot of words spoken, but at least I wasn't talking nonsense. But what is missing? Let's analyze a piece of conversation to find out. I went to my grandpa's toilet and this is insane. That's an S-rank poop teleporter. Here we see a conversation about a toilet. To begin with, the person initiating this conversation is sharing something that he saw that day. It could be of amusement or of shock. And the replier states an opinion to a ranking system and puts it at an S. And they call it a poop teleporter, referencing video game mechanics of teleporting substance to a different position. While analyzing this conversation, I currently realize that I'm sitting in the L position. We have to stop this conversation. For justice! Anyways, what can we learn from this conversation? In order to start a conversation, start out with something you've seen or experienced before and share your thoughts about it. Preferably something that you both find interesting. You wouldn't want to have a conversation about using a poop teleporter with someone who gets easily disgusted. And then you have 4 options. State an opinion, refer something else, this might be fictional or real, ask a question, or be silent. Sounds easy, right? Wrong! The true challenge lies in aligning these responses with one's feelings and thoughts. You must constantly ask yourself, is this what I truly think? What specific detail stands out to me and why? And what is it that I want to say? All while you don't know how to listen to your thoughts. Plus, if you have anxiety, you have the bonus round questions. Do they actually like me? Am I bothering them? And the most infamous of them all, am I worthy of this conversation? Like being in the dark with an unsolved puzzle with people booing you with every move you make trying to solve it. But I wonder, how can I turn on the light? And can I get headphones? So I came up with a little exercise. Choose a random object every day and write down my opinion, thoughts and feelings on the object, and then maybe even try to come up with something to reference the object with. And then, when I feel most comfortable, record a 10-minute video of all the things I want to talk about. And the most important part, don't post them online. So I kept streaming. And I noticed for me, it was really difficult to talk about the stuff I wanted to talk about because it felt unnatural. I sometimes felt like I was doing a bad stream when I started talking about something else than the game. For example, I was playing Portal one time and I suddenly started talking about French politics. In my opinion, that's one of the funniest things I've done. Unfortunately, I lost that video, so I can't show it to you. Anyways, I did want people to enjoy my streaming, so I tried to make it as natural as possible. So in order to do that, I tried to find my way of starting conversations. After quite a bit of time, I came up with my conversation style. It was mainly talking about things in the game and trying to connect them with other things and trying to make a conversation around that topic. And the most important part, don't be afraid. It felt like being myself was the most difficult part. Whenever I streamed, it became painful because of how dull my conversation felt to myself. It felt like all my conversations were empty, and I even felt like I wasn't giving out the best version of myself. I felt like there was a vast amount of silence. It felt like nothing could change this intricate part of myself. But I refused to step down from my adventure. I wrote in my diary about my thoughts. I filmed myself every week for 10 minutes, and I streamed as many times as I could. And I kept doing this for 4 months. And after some time streaming, I started to notice a difference. I was bald! Nah, not that. I noticed something about me that I didn't know before. My secret abilities. I guess they're no longer secret though. I call them mental gymnastics and roleplay. The best way to explain mental gymnastics is that time I referenced French politics while playing Portal. You might remember that I said that I felt like this was out of topic. But what I didn't realize was that being out of topic is my power. I can bring out my crazy ramblings into reality and turn the world upside down. Wait, how did he know about the cake before it was even mentioned? Wait, what if the cake was a reward during the application form? Like, if you participated in this experiment, you would get cake. If that is true, that would mean that Shell really loves cake. Wait, what if Shell was addicted to cake? What if she was so addicted that she became fat and had to stop eating cake because it was ruining her health? And what if she was ashamed of her body so much of it she exercised to the extent that she turned all her fat into muscle mass? That would explain why Gladys says she's fat. Because she's so heavy from all the muscle mass. It must register in her system that she's fat. It all makes sense. Totally. And my other ability, roleplay, is my ability to pretend to be a different character. At first, I thought this wouldn't help me except for rare moments where I have clarity and do something funny. But then, I realized how I could use these abilities to express myself. For example, this very video! I'm now able to express my thoughts and feelings thoroughly, so I can make a video about it. When I first realized how I can use this ability to express my feelings, it felt like it was something very natural. Like, I didn't believe it unless I counted the amount of words spoken. It really felt like I was slowly becoming myself. A mad, evil scientist that's chased by organizations the world over. So after realizing my abilities, I continued streaming for another month. Let's see where that left me off. Hello, and welcome. This is my first time playing this game, so I'm not entirely sure what to do. I haven't watched that much of this. I just know that you get slimes into these boxes and raise them, sort of. But I know better than that. This game is about taking over the world, taking over the entire solar system and all that. It's definitely about that. I'm not projecting or something or making this up. Anyways, so let's... As you can hear, I've become a little better. The total amount of words I spoke during this stream was... 2560. And I will give it a quality rating of C. I feel like I got better at getting my thoughts out, but I still didn't feel like this was the best me completely. Eventually, I began to hear a change in my speaking ability in groups. It's still really tough to enter the conversation, a little because I'm anxious, but mostly because I just had nothing to say. But when I did have something to say, I gained up the courage and said it. I'm honestly quite impressed on my growth these past few months, and I can't wait to see where I am in the future. I hope if you are someone with the same struggles as me, you found courage to try out something new. Thank you for watching this video. Goodbye.